come out here just spending money, you can't do with what the other guys do, the other guys that are retired do. And you have to remember that. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's the Black Filipino TV. This is Jay, and today we're gonna get into it. Now, I want to talk about this. This video is gonna be titled, "Can you live in the Philippines without being retired?" Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, this is the thing, you hear it all the time. Guy comes to the Philippines, 3 million pesos in his pocket. He feels like he can take over the world, right? 3 million pesos in his pocket. Wow, that's a lot of money. 3 million pesos used to be $60,000. The great thing is now it's $54,000. So the peso to dollar is just crazy. Right now it's pretty much the best time to come to the Philippines because your dollar is going to go so much farther than it used to. Coming to the Philippines with that, it's a decent amount of money, but it's nowhere near what you need to retire. And guys, they do come here at the age of 56, very small nest egg. And they feel like that's it. Now, right now, I'll let you know my budget myself is $1,300 a month. So with $54,000, that will last me about 3.5 years, which is not that long. And can you make 3 million pesos last a long time? Yes, you can actually. I knew an expat that actually lived here in the Philippines. He worked at a call center, and he only made 25,000 pesos per month, and he made it work. He's still living here now. It all depends on the guy. Also, I'm sure you guys have seen tons of other expats out there. There's other channels out there where guys are living with 500 a month. So it can be done. Would I do it? Would I try to do it? No, I wouldn't do it. My budget's a little more, and I couldn't bring my budget down to $500 a month. I mean, what I pay for my son alone is $450. That's pretty much what some people pay out here. So yeah, that just won't work for me. This happens all the time in the Philippines. You see guys failing, they're down and out, or living in the streets, and they all have one thing in common. And that one thing guys have in common is no self-discipline. So if you don't have self-discipline, then you know what? You can't live here in the Philippines without being retired. You can't, because you have no self-discipline at all. So that means you can't control your own spending. Everything that someone brings to you, you go for. It usually happens, guys will be out here and then they'll come out here and get with a woman, right? And then the woman will say, you know what, I want this house built, or I need this, or I need this for my family. And that's the thing, things are gonna come up like that. I remember when I first came to the Philippines, even my wife, she told me, I have to take care of my parents, not as far as building a home or anything like that. They already had a place to stay. But as far as allowance, and it wasn't much, like 2,000 pesos a month, something like that. But still, she felt obligated to do it, and so I helped out with that little small 2,000 pesos a month, which was nothing. But a lot of situations, guys get with ladies. He wants to please this sweet Filipina, and a lot of times she's gorgeous, pretty young thing. You've never had that in your life. It happens to you guys. I see it. You guys have never had a woman like that, even that beautiful when you was younger. Then you come here in the Philippines and get the most beautiful thing ever, and then you go crazy. And then you only have a small bit of money. These guys, they come out here and they feel like it's a lot of money, but it's really not. It goes fast. And so you have to think about it like this, right? You can make 3 million pesos go a long way. If you're a guy that's disciplined and can do it, I would never do it. But let me do some numbers for you guys here. So you take 3 million, right? And you divide that by $25,000 a month. That's what the other guy's budget was. And there's other expats that have that budget too. So that's 120 months or 10 years of living in the Philippines. And it can be done, but it just takes extreme discipline. I would never even try it. I would feel like a slave. But if you live like a Filipino, that's called living like a Filipino. And I wouldn't suggest that really for any foreigners. The foreigners that can do it, more power to you. I just wouldn't try it. And what makes it hard on guys as well is they have a nest egg, then say, I will figure out what I want to do when I get to the Philippines. And that's a number one no-no. You should already have it set. You should already have it set in your head what you want to do before you come to the Philippines. Because if you don't figure it out, then you'll be in a jam when you're here. And there's tons of expats that come here every year without being retired, and those are the guys that are in business here in the Philippines. You know, you have guys that are IT professionals, guys that are BPO owners, guys that are freelancers, and that's what I've been doing myself. I'm a freelancer, and I've been in the Philippines for 7 years doing this myself, and I love it. And I would have been doing the same thing. And this is the crazy thing, right? When I came to do this in the Philippines, I would have been doing the same thing in the US anyway, right? 2012, when 2012 hit, I was done. Not with working, but I was done with working in someone's office. So it just so happens that a year and a half later, I meet my Filipina lady who I'm with now. And then from there, by 2015, she's saying, oh, well, you know, you've had this contract. I had a contract for 2 years. I got it in 2013. So then that's what led me to the Philippines. A lot of you guys know my story, but anyway, I'm telling it for the guys that don't know it. Some guys ask me, hey Jay, how do you make it? And I just know you guys want to know how do you make it. And that's how I made it. I'll tell you my story, what happened with me. Let me get more into it. By 2015, that's when I said, you know what? It's time to come. And I was already secure with what I was doing for a couple of years. And it should be the same for you guys. Like a lot of you guys, I hear you guys all the time, you're talking to me and you're saying, well, I'm going to figure out what it is I want to do when I come to the Philippines. What happens with guys? He says, you know what? I'm taking 5 million pesos, or for that matter, I would say, what's 5 million pesos? So I would say close to around $100,000, probably a little under that. Maybe around 70, 80, I don't know. I'll do the numbers later. Maybe around 70, 80, I'm sure under that. And they say, you know, I'm going to go out there and make it happen. Now with that money, you can make it happen for a little longer. Like if I had that amount of money, I'll probably be able to make it happen out here for 7 years. You know, but still, you still need to have something set. You need to have a plan set in effect. Also, not so much savings, you know. You want to make sure you have other things happening. Equity of some sort. So you may want to be invested in the stock market. You know, you may want to be working towards your retirement. You know, working towards your early retirement. That's what I'm looking to do myself. I'm looking to work towards an early retirement. And then still, I'm not looking to be retired. I'm looking to always be into business and get into other things out here in the Philippines. Which I won't say. I'll let you guys know later when it's happening. But still, guys, back in 2012, even when I first met her, I had no idea I'd be in the Philippines. And I was happy that it happened. You know, what I was realizing back in the States was the way women are. You know, I was talking to women online, and it wasn't even a Filipina site, but I wasn't getting any attention from the women where I'm from. You know, they all were dating profiles. They all were looking for that knight in shining armor, but not even knight in shining armor. You know, girls are looking for what they're looking for. And I'm not going to talk about myself in some highlight, but I'm a decent looking guy. I'm not the best looking guy, but still I was a woman with a woman's choice. You know, what they were looking for. And this was on the Christian side as well. So it just so happened that Filipinas were the right choice. You know, I'm happy I came here. And I was ready for everything to be wrong when I came too. And that's the thing, you know, when you guys come here, only thing I knew though is that I was dealing with the right one because of the conversations we had. You know, the conversations we had, and we would talk about business all the time, and she had know-how. And I feel a lot of times that's what's going to help you when you come to the Philippines. If you deal with a woman that has know-how. I know a lot of you guys won't be. A lot of you guys are going to deal with women that are a little bit younger. She may not have the know-how, but a lot of times you guys may find yourself with a woman with her hand out too much because she doesn't understand money, because she may have never worked, or she may be just in the Philippines, somewhere in the province, and doesn't really know much. For some of you guys, that's good. But not for all of you. Not for you guys that are, you know, not so much retired, and guys that don't have it all together. I mean, I had it together, but I wasn't a guy that was just coming out here with $5,000 a month, already retired and ready to go. You know, for that guy, it's fine. You can date whoever you want. It just works out. It works out for you guys better. It's a lot easier. But for you guys that are still coming, that still are developing your master plan, you want to make sure you have the right woman as well. That's going to be more important. So to come here and to make it, and to continuously make it, and you need to have someone that's cooperative too. That's going to help you, because without that, you know, that's like, say for instance, if I was dealing with Kay and she just had her hand out and she didn't have the mind to be able to understand, we got to do things the right way. We have to do things within a budget, because you have to be disciplined out here. If you're not disciplined, you just come out here just spending money, you know, you can't do what the other guys do, the other guys that are retired do. You have to remember that. You can't come out here and just buy a home and fix homes. That's not something you can do. You don't have that backing like that, especially if you're not invested in the stock market or many other things, and you don't have some savings. Also, you need to have savings for at least 6 months to a year. Forget a year, 6 months to a year, maybe even 2 years, you know, just to be secure, because you never know what can happen. We're coming to a time right now in the world where the whole world is going to be in a big recession. And the crazy thing is, when that happens, I'd rather be in the Philippines. I'd rather be here in the Philippines, because at least the people know how to deal with heartache and know how to deal with struggle. You know, I don't have to worry about somebody coming to breaking my home like that. Because believe it or not, I know things happen in the Philippines, but at the end of the day, Filipinos are not just out here looking to rob people like that. You know, last time that was happening was back in the drug epidemic, which they stopped. But right now in the Philippines, things are very peaceful. Of course, things happen. Things happen everywhere. But it's a lot better than where I come from. That's all I know. Thank you for watching this video. If you like my content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you like my content, you're welcome to support my content by giving a small donation by PayPal. You can go to my Buy Me a Coffee at buymeacoffee.com/JTBF. And there you can buy me a coffee, or you can book a consultation with me. I have consultations for a very small fee. Also, I have consultations for working at home. So if you're a guy that's a little younger and not quite retired yet, and you want to work from home while in the Philippines, you can go to my Buy Me a Coffee at buymeacoffee.com/JTBF. And also have a packages for working at home, so you'll see them there. You can book it there. You can get a shirt that represents your journey to the Philippines at foxtonomy.creator-spring.com. Once again, that's foxtonomy.creator-spring.com, and get a shirt that represents your journey to the Philippines today. There's a new feature to YouTube. It's thanks. Now at the bottom of this video, you'll see thanks there. You can give thanks and make sure your comment is highlighted, and you can give a small donation that way as well. Guys, in the description, you'll see other videos of my other content that's great as well. So you can be sure to watch my other content there. Thank you for watching. See you next video.